Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing Worth, starring Michael Keaton on Netflix. Worth tells the story of the aftermath of 9/11. One specific government official was given the task of hashing out the financial details and statistics of who earns what from what they have lost in this terrorist attack. And to not go into too much plot detail, it wasn't smooth sailing, to say the least. Some people might know the full story to this. I personally did not, and I did find it quite interesting. It's quite a challenging movie, but in all the right ways. It actually asks its audience the same question: what is a life worth? And generally speaking, you can at least make some semblance or understanding to most people's point. And what they quite cleverly do is make Michael Keaton, the main character who plays the government official, I believe his name was Ken Feinberg, they basically make him the villain of the story without being at all obvious about it. If anything, they almost portray him as the hero, but when you actually hear what he says and how he thinks and how he operates, the mask slips quite quickly over time, and you realise that he's actually quite a nasty piece of work and he's not helping the situation. If anything, he's antagonising it. And it also fleshes out the character that Michael Keaton is portraying. It does show a heart. It does show that there is a brain operating in his head. He's not completely emotionless. It gives Michael Keaton a lot to work with. I don't think it's his best performance, but it's fine. It's serviceable. I think the character that he's playing is naturally quite rigid and stiff to begin with, as I suggested with his personality. Wasn't breathtaking, but yeah, not bad. I feel like the directing and the camera work is also pretty solid here. It's maybe not the greatest thing ever, but it's pretty solid. It's very subtle and understated, and I quite appreciate that. It is a talking movie. There is not a lot of action or pace to this film. It is a lot of dialogue, and a lot of it is quite fascinating. Stanley, Tucci and Michael Keaton bouncing back and forth off each other is just like, it's like a match igniting. It's just something beautiful to watch. They really accentuated each other's characters and what each other's character was about. And I liked that they both asked each other these quite difficult and poignant questions that actually affected both the characters to change and see things differently, both for better or worse. However, there is a lot of listening to sad stories, and I would assume that a lot of these are true. It's not the easiest thing to listen to. Some of them are a little bit more heartbreaking than others, not to sound morbid, if you know what I mean. I do think there's maybe one or two too many. That's a 2-hour long movie, and it doesn't need to be. There's a good 5-10 minutes that don't really need to be here if they don't have to be. Maybe 1 or 2 of those minutes is spent within the hearing the sad sob stories. You know, you do get the point after a while, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not completely heartless. I don't necessarily think the film has much rewatchability. It does feel a bit of a one and done. I did enjoy it, but I don't really feel the need to go back and watch it again. I also felt at times that maybe this would have been more captivating if it was a documentary format. If someone had interviewed the real Ken Feinberg and asked him his perspective on things, spoken to the real guy that Stanley Tucci is playing, speak to some of the victims, actually hear their story. I feel like that would have just been more effective to my heartstrings. So I'm going to give Worth an 8 out of 10. Enjoyable and thought-provoking, but a little bit long-winded in places, and not the most memorable thing I've seen this year. But I am recommending it. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment as well. I would love to know what you thought of the movie Worth. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next review.